So you keep seeing other video editors cross the $1,000 per month line, and you want to experience the same thing. So you keep grinding, you improve your editing, you buy multiple plugins, but you're still not satisfied with your income. And honestly, I was just like you when I started my freelance video editing journey. I was spending 10 to 12 hours of my day for cheap $5 to $10 clients. I knew something was missing back then, but I just didn't know what it was. But after lots of trials and errors, I finally understood what was missing. And once I fixed everything, I finally crossed that $1,000 per month mark. And now I run a small video editing agency that is on track to hit $5,000 per month. So to make sure that you hit that 1K per month mark, I've gathered all my knowledge and mistakes I have made throughout my editing journey and pack it all up in this video. And so you don't have to spend thousands on coaches like I do. Now, I'm not here to sell any course or any type of coaching. I'm just here to experience what I have learned, and hopefully it can help you out. Now, to hit your first 1K per month mark, we have to do these 5 steps. I call it the money framework. So let's start with M, myths to avoid. This consists of 3 common myths or misconceptions that is holding back beginner video editors from reaching that 1K per month mark. So let's start with the first myth, which is thinking that they need to learn all the transitions, the flashy animations, the 3D animations in order to hit that 1K per month mark. For example, if you are targeting business owners, most of them, they're just looking for some clean, high quality, simple edits. They would much rather have a video editor who can reliably deliver 20 clean, edited professional videos that's going to help them make sales for the business than an editor who spends days on a single edit. The second myth is thinking that they need to learn every single editing tool out there, which is not the case. You don't need to be a master in After Effects or in Blender or any other editing tools to hit 1K per month. Getting good at one tool that can do like 90% of what the client needs is enough to get you to that 1K month. And the tool that I would recommend for anyone is Premiere Pro. It is the best choice because a lot of US clients or agency owners, they consider that as the industry standard. So knowing this one tool immediately makes you hireable. And last but not least, a lot of beginner video editors think that they need to have a huge personal brand to hit that 1K per month mark, which is, again, it is a myth. You don't need to be famous online to make money. I mean, sure, of course, if you have a huge personal brand, that's going to make things easier. But that is if you want to go to the next level. But if you want to just hit that 1K per month mark, you just need to be useful to the right people. For example, again, if you are targeting people in the business niche, most of them, they don't care about follower count. They only care if they can rely on you to deliver videos on time, save them headache from doing lots of revisions, and if you can make their videos look better than what they currently have right now. So instead of trying to hit 10,000 followers and waiting for clients to come to you, you should go and find them by doing cold outreach or cold emails. The real truth is, no matter how good your edits are, that's not going to help you reach that $1,000 per month mark if you're not doing this one specific thing. And that is where the second framework comes in, which is letter O from the money framework, which is outreach. Now, this is one of the most, if not the top priority that beginner video editors should do if they want to hit that 1K per month mark, because outreach is a form of marketing. Now, if you're not sure what marketing means, it just means letting other people know that your service exists. You are promoting your service, which is what marketing is. It is simple as that. Without marketing, no matter how good your edits are or no matter how technically good you are at editing, your work will stay a secret and no one will basically hire you. The other guy down the street who knows less editing than you but does a lot of marketing is going to make more money than you, who spends a lot of time improving your edits but you are not trying to promote your service. So how do you use marketing to land high-paying clients? Well, there are 2 common ways. One is called outbound and the second one is called inbound. Outbound, this is where you reach out to potential customers, while inbound, they reach out to you. So outbound, let's say you try to find potential customers on Instagram and then you reach out to them, you let them know that, hey, I exist, I'm a video editor, do you need some help help, something like that. Now, of course, that is not a script that I usually use, but that is just an example. Now, inbound, this is where you then post content. Let's say you post a before and after type of video, and then the algorithm, the social media algorithm, pushes it out to your potential customers in front of their feed. And then if that potential customer needs a video editor, they then reach out to you. So you are not reaching out to them, they are reaching out to you because maybe they saw, your video on YouTube, your video on your Instagram or X, and they maybe like your edit and they are interested in working with you. So that is inbound. So those are the two things that you should be doing as a beginner video editor. You reach out to potential customers and you post on your social media so that the algorithm can potentially put your videos in front of your potential customers. Now, there's another way that I also use to land high-paying clients, and this is what they call networking. It's kind of a mix of inbound and outbound, but I'll explain how it works. So networking, this is where you basically join a lot of video editing communities, maybe on Discord, on school, on Facebook groups, and you basically build relationships with other video editors. You do that by maybe giving them some tips. You can even maybe ask for some feedback. You can post some of your work, maybe ask for feedback from other people, and you can celebrate wins with other video editors. And you can land high-paying clients by doing this method because, for example, a lot of video editing communities, there are a lot of senior video editors, meaning a lot of video editors who are making like $2, $3, $5, $10,000 per month in video editing, and they have like high-paying clients. So if you are active in that, let's say, community, you've built relationship with those senior video editors, or even like the new video editors that come in that have some clients, and maybe their clients need more editing help and they're looking to hire another video editor, the first thing that will come to mind will be you if you have built that good relationship with them. So networking is super underrated. I'm not sure if a lot of people in this space have mentioned that before, but I highly suggest you to try and do networking. Join a lot of school communities or Discord communities, build lots of relationships with other video editors, share some value to them, and eventually some of their clients are going to need more extra help with the editing, and they're probably going to be the first person that they're going to reach out to, right? So it's kind of a mix of inbound and outbound. You do outbound, you talk to video editors, you let them know you exist. Hey, I'm a video editor too, nice to meet you, and you maybe share some value by giving some feedback, helping them if they need some help with something, and then it becomes an inbound because they basically refer you to their clients or to people they know that need help with editing. All right, so super cool networking. I highly suggest you do that. Now moving on to the third framework, which is letter N. This is where you niche down. This means you identify your target audience. You identify the type of clients that you work with. So do you want to work with people in the entertainment niche, like gaming, vlogs, react channels, or do you want to go with the educational business route, like people trying to sell courses, some coaching, agency services, right? Now this is very important to hit that 1K per month mark because this is where you really kind of like specialize, right? Now for me personally, I went with the educational business route niche rather than the entertainment, and the reason being is most of them are relying on viewership to make money, right? So if they don't make any views, they don't have a lot of subscribers or followers, then they don't have that much income to invest in a video editor. But for the business owners, like they don't need tons of viewers, they don't need tons of followers because they have a product to sell. They have other marketing channels that they are doing. Maybe they're also doing some outbound, right? Maybe they are doing paid ads. So that is why I went with the business route. Now there's no right or wrong here. It depends on where you enjoy the most or where you think you fit the most or what your editing style is. Every niche has a lot of big clients, and every niche also has a lot of broke clients who's not willing to pay even like 1K per month. So that's what I suggest you to do, is choose just one specific type of niche. Do you want to go in entertainment, and what are the sub niches inside that niche that you want to work with? For example, like entertainment, do you want to work with gaming? Do you want to work with blogs? Do you want to work with react channels, right? And then there's also a lot of sub niches in the business space as well. Now for you to know if the client you're targeting is a good quality client that can invest at least $1,000, then you need to ask yourself these two questions. First one is, how do they make money? Like I said before, if they're relying on viewership, it's going to be hard for them to invest in a video editor unless if they have a big channel, millions of viewers, and so on and so forth. So if you're looking to get into entertainment niche, I highly suggest you target people who have a lots of followers, subscribers, viewership, and if they are selling some products as well, that's like a huge sign that they can invest in a video editor and pay them at least $1,000 per month. Now, on the other side, on the business niche, you gotta look at if they have a good type of product they are selling. Okay, so maybe they are selling something high ticket, meaning something like expensive, then that's a good sign. If they have lots of testimonials on their website, if they have like a really clean professional website, a really clean already made Instagram, that's a good sign that they can pay $1,000 per month for a video editor. Now, second one is, do they need multiple videos or do they just need one-off videos? Now, does that client post once every 3 months or do they post consistently? Now, of course, you want to target people who are posting consistently because the more videos you do, the more money you make. If they only post like once every 3 months, then you're not going to make a good stable income if you do that. Now, moving on to the next framework, which is the letter E, effort on job applications. Now, of course, you're looking for an editing job and you saw a lot of job posting on maybe ytjobs.com, on Upwork, on Fiverr. But what I noticed is that a lot of video editors rush their application process. And how do I know that? It's because I hire video editors myself. If you want to land a good paying client, then you gotta put 100% effort whenever you apply to jobs. And yes, this can be time consuming. This can feel like maybe, are they even going to see your application? But I promise you, it's going to be worth it if you really put in the time and effort to answer the questions in the job application form. Because submitting 5 highly tailored job applications is much more effective than 50 rushed applications. Because when you rush through a dozen of applications, you miss some specific details part that you often miss some very important parts. Like for example, like the goal of the client, like what's the client goal? Why are they hiring a video editor? And if you just rush the application, it's going to feel like your message is just a spam. Now, I can truly say this because even just last Saturday, today is Monday, it's March 9, and on Saturday, March 7, I had an interview with a potential client, and that potential client really loved my application. But guess how many hours I put into that job application for? I spent 3 hours on that one single application on a one page. Okay, I could have finished that in like 30 minutes. But I chose to go above and beyond because I really wanted to work with that client. I gave some free audit on that client's social media, see what I can improve, even gave him some free thumbnails and also free edits during the interview. And he paid me $250 to do some clipping and act as like a trial project to see if he will like my work. And that's a potential 5K client. So super important, put an effort in your job applications and also make sure that you create at least a website portfolio. I don't suggest you to use Google Drive. At least don't try and dump everything. Okay, don't try and dump every single video that you have on different niches, like combining maybe vlogs, combining gaming videos, combining educational videos. It's not a good look for you if you do that. Okay, you gotta tailor it on what the client is looking for. If they're looking for short form editors, then just put in short form edits. Okay, but the better ROI for you is to create your own portfolio. Okay, create a good looking portfolio and try and niche down. Okay, it's like a portfolio for an entertainment niche and portfolio for educational business niche. Okay, by making your work easy to view and scannable, you demonstrate that you value the client's time and take pride in your professional presentation. And lastly, we are at Y, yielding results. Now, what do I mean by that? Like I mentioned before, you don't need a ton of flashy edits or flashy transitions to make the client pay you 1K per month. What they're looking for is, can your edit give the results that the client is looking for? So for example, in their entertainment niche, a lot of video editors that I noticed, they're trying to flex their editing skills. They're trying to put a ton of flashy animation, 3D elements, sound effects, right? But the question is, does that edit it really help with the retention of the viewer in the entertainment niche? Or does it only distract the viewer? So my point here is that you focus on the results that your edits can do rather than how good looking it is. So when you try to improve your editing, you know which parts you need to improve. Is it the pacing? Is it the hook or the intro of the video? Is it maybe the sound design to really make the viewer more emotional when they watch the video? You don't need to be like a master animator or the master kind of motion graphic designer, but you gotta at least understand how to make a video look good, and that drives results like retention, reviews, sales. Now, like I mentioned, I came from the business educational editing space, and these are the check boxes that I usually think of when editing the videos. First one is, are there any spelling errors? Second is, does the editing style resonate with what the client wants and what his viewers want? Does the video have good pacing? Maybe I'm chopping up things too fast that it's hard for the viewer to understand, or I'm chopping things too slow that it makes them bored. And fourth one is, am I showing the right b-rolls? Am I showing the right visuals when the client is talking to the camera? And lastly, is the quality of the audio and the quality of the colors look bad or good for my client? Now, I always have these things checked, because even if at least one of them is not checked, then I'm sure like the viewer experience is not like going to be that great, and it might lose my client's reputation, which is very important. So in summary, make sure you focus on the results that your edits can do rather than trying to flex your edits. Okay, now I mentioned before that I currently run a small video editing agency, and I might need some help from video editors in the future, which is why I have a job form in the description down below. If you are fast, reliable, communicative, and you do great work, I would like to invite you to apply in my job form down below, because we're about to onboard new clients in the future and we might need some more help from video editors. So if you're interested, the job form is in the description, and I'll see you on the other side.